This lesson should be short and sweet. It's an introduction to permutations. A permutation is an ordered, now I'm going to highlight that. It's going to be a very important word with a lot of meaning. So a permutation is an ordered arrangement or sequence of all or part of a set. In a permutation, the order objects are important. So the order is important. The notation that we use for permutations is NPR, sometimes called NP-pick-R, is used to represent the number of permutations R taken from N distinct items. The formula for NPR is, if you're going to use a formula, we're going to say that NPR is equal to N factorial divided by open brackets N minus R, close brackets, factorial. Now, you won't really see the significance of this formula until next lesson, but right now, try to find this on your calculator. Now, this is a calculator-specific calculation, so please make sure that you know how to do this. So let me go back to the word that says ordered. So it's an ordered arrangement. And then you'll often hear people say order matters. And when we say order, we really mean sort of like, is there an order to things? Are there rankings? Is it a position? So when is there order, ranking, or positions is when the objects must be in a specific sequence. So for instance, if you are hiring a CEO and a vice president, those are positions. That would be a permutation, because if Sally is the CEO and Bob is the VP, well, that's different than Bob being the VP and Bob being the CEO and Sally being the VP. So the positions matter. The way that people cross the finish line, first, second, third. So there's a natural position to those, or a ranking, so that would likely be a permutation. Is there an order to things? So what we'll see here in this next example is there's an order to things. So how many ways can 5 students be seated in a row? So I'm just going to make my 5 students, maybe A for April, B for Billy, C for Charles, D for Daryl, E for somebody else, Ella. Sure, so we have 5 objects. How many ways can we sit people in a row? So let me put people in a row here. So I'm just going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 seats in a row. So 5 seats. Now, these are my 5 objects. So I'm just going to put one of them in the first seat. I have to start somewhere. I'm going to start in the first seat. Pardon me, not C. I have 5 choices to make. Now, I need to put somebody in the second seat. So I have 4 choices. So I'm going to put somebody there. Now, once I chose E or Ella to go in that second chair, I go to that third chair, and I have 3 choices left. See you later, Daryl. And now I have 2 choices left times 1. Now, that's going to be 5 factorial. Now, 5 factorial is going to be, so that's 120. 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, 520. Or if you can just identify, we have 5 elements that we are putting in a specific order, you could really say, well, that's just 5 factorial. Sometimes people are able to recognize that it's going to be 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, and that's by definition 5 factorial. Now, permutation is sort of like this. So P, how many elements do I have, or people? I have 5 elements, 5 people. Well, how many of these 5 am I placing? 5. So we would say it'd be 5P5, 5 pick 5. And if you put this in your calculator, it's 120. Now, just because we have access to a calculator, let's take a look at maybe what happens algebraically or numerically as we put those in. So we know that the definition of this, of PR is equal to n factorial divided by n minus r factorial. Now make sure you put that in brackets. Now remember that n is the number in front and r is the smaller number and it's to the right. So 5p5 would be 5 factorial divided by, well, my n is 5 minus 5 factorial. Or just better, 5 factorial divided by 0 factorial. And if you remember from last time, 0 factorial is 1. So this would just be 5 factorial divided by 1. Or simply 5 factorial, which is 120.